We went to school here about 2 years ago. We passed, obviously. We're married, so we drive together, and it's not as bad as you would think. We're not generally awake at the same time, so we don't get on each other's nerves too bad. Here's some advice. Probably the most important thing to remember is to always look before you do anything. If you're merging, if you're going around someone, if you're backing, you know, always pay attention to you, your size, and all the vehicles around you, because they're not paying attention to you. So
something that I learned, I mean, obviously you're going to learn to plan your routes out, but something that's really beneficial is I use Google Maps a lot before I will take off for a location, because sometimes it'll say that it's in one place, but it will actually be in a different place. So it's nice to know what you're going into before you actually have to.
Do not trust a GPS 100%, especially if you drive for a company that will have a GPS. Most of them will have a GPS in the truck. They do, exactly. Use a map, because the GPS is not, we've had some stories, but another little piece of advice, I've told somebody this, but we generally will make a Walmart run every couple of weeks. It will save you a ton of money on food, because if you get it at a truck stop, chances are it's way overpriced.
And it's not even that good. I mean,
yeah.
your mind and your body start to trick you into thinking that the fast food that you're eating is good and it tastes good. But whenever you have a home-cooked meal, even if it is just coming out of a can, it's still 100 times better.
Yeah, we have a crock pot that we have a bunch of canned food in the truck that we have a crock pot, we have pot liners so that, you know, it's easier to clean. You can get a microwave to put in your truck, you can get a mini fridge, there's room for it.
I mean, what else we got? Stay out of California.
I do not like California.
On coast to coast, you're going to hit California.
Yeah,
you're gonna
it
hit
kind of
California.
sucks, but
The thing is, in California, your basic rule of thumb there is if inside city limits, drive the speed limit. Outside on the open road, you can get away with about 62.
I mean, honestly, you can go if you're depending on the part in Northern California, out by one towards Sacramento, and over there you can basically run at 65 the entire way.
65 outside of city limits.
Yeah, outside of once you get to Sacramento,
Right.
you slow down. You will get caught. They bust people all the time. One thing about companies is just because you're not getting miles that week doesn't mean anything, because in the industry there is slow periods and there's fast periods for freight, and you don't want to be one of those people that jumps ship constantly. Because number one, obviously, as I'm sure Mr. Gray has told you,
Penny chasers.
Yeah,
Don't be a penny chaser.
you'll end up making more money if you stay at the company.
plan your home time around the busy freight. Like at the end of a quarter, they have quarters. At the end of a quarter or at the end of the month, that's when freight is most available, so you'll get more miles. So you generally want to plan your home time towards the beginning of a quarter or the beginning of a month.
Also, don't do too much home time. I mean, you're gonna miss your families, your friends, and everything, but you got to realize you're out there to make money. This is.
But don't overwork yourself either. Find a happy medium between running and being home.
We usually stay out about 2 months to 3 months at a time. It's the best way to make the most money. I mean, if you just want.
Now remember, these people are team drivers. So they're not coming home to see their kids or nothing because they were smart enough not to have any. All right? But what I'm saying is they're team drivers, and the teams go out. If you run 2 to 3 months at a shot, you get all your bonuses. You get all your stand out bonuses and all that crap. And because they get used to you staying out that long, they give you better mileage. A good team should run an average of 20,000 miles a month.
Oh, we must be great.
Huh?
We must be great then.
I'm just saying it's average across the board.
Also, really keep track of your time. You really want to be on time with your deliveries. That way you're a more reliable driver and you will get more miles.
And think about it like this too. I mean, eventually there's going to come a load that you don't want to take. Maybe it's going to New York City, or maybe it's going into Los Angeles or something. And if you're a good driver, you'd be like, well, remember that time that I did this for you? Or you can rack up favors and stuff, and that way you don't have to take the awful loads. But
like I said in the other video that we have, let's make a deal. Look that one up. Always, anything can be dealt with in trucking.
Also, sleep. Get your sleep. That is another really, really, really important thing. One of the best things that you can do to remain a safe driver is to get a good night's sleep. And if you're say you're driving and you just had a terrible night's sleep, if you need to stop, you stop and you take a nap.
you'd rather, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
It's cliche, but it's better to maybe have the load a little late than to kill somebody.
Potentially kill somebody. You don't want to fall asleep. And another thing that I've discovered is if you can figure out your sleep cycles, like how long your sleep cycle is, you'll probably have, I can't explain it, but if you look up, you can figure out when the most opportune times or the lengths to take a nap. Like you could have a 10-minute nap and be completely refreshed as opposed to taking an hour nap and feel like crap. So that's a good one too. Remember to, do
Since you guys started driving, when you first started driving and you quit working at that most famous hamburger joint that SpongeBob and Patrick worked in. Now wait a minute, that's a cartoon. You've acquired what, a house?
our quality of living has really gone up. It really has.
You own a house, what is it, a 5-bedroom house?
5 bedrooms, 4 baths.
Guys drive a Mustang.
Yep.
You spend too much money on fucking flat screen TVs and video games, right?
Yeah, Mary.
See? Your quality of living goes went up a whole lot.
That's something important though, is make sure you enjoy yourself. You don't want your life to become stale and then become depressed and then be like, well, I'm depressed because I'm driving a truck. That's not the case. You don't get depressed from driving a truck. You just get depressed because you're stale.
You guys can learn languages. You can get those tapes that'll teach you different languages while you're out there driving around. Stefan wants you to learn German. He's right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to brush that up.
I hear you. You should start at school. But anyway, there's a lot of things you can do to take care of your free time while you're driving. You can learn mathematics. You can take college courses. You can get them on tape and listen to them and everything like that. But like I say though, it's a husband-wife team. You see, you graduated what, about
2 years ago?
2 years ago? That's right, Mary and Andrew. The current truck you're driving is what?
It's a 19.
2019, right? And your freight's been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We generally get between 4,500 and 5,000 miles.
Sometimes 6,
sometimes more.
You're running an average of about 20 a month then.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's our, yeah.
lower, sometimes higher.
Right, it's always going to be an average. Don't ever think that, whenever they say 2,500 miles a week, that's an average. With a team, it should be around 5,000. If you're an outlaw, go to my outlaw tape and it'll tell you that shit.
Another thing too, whenever you go fuel up, get a reward card because you get points for every gallon that you purchase in fuel, and you can put that towards food, merchandise,
Free drinks.
and drinks.
Coffee.
You also get
You get free
showers.
coffee every time you
Shower.
no matter what.
That's the big one, is the free showers in my opinion. But
And here's the trick, what they're telling you right now. Every 50 gallons is a shower, remember that. So if you're gonna go in there and buy fuel, and let's say you're sitting on a quarter tank, pump 50 gallons, shut the fuel thing off, turn it back on, run your card, pump 50 gallons, turn it off, turn it back on, put your card in, and instead of getting 1 free shower, you get 3. And then you got that douchebag out there that doesn't know what a shower is, comes up and asks you if you got a free shower, and you say, yeah, $10.
Hey, he's still saving $1.
Yeah, I hear you.
And generally, if you work for a company, they're paying for your fuel anyway. So you're
Right.
getting free points and free showers. So
Right. You get all your drinks free and all that. We got Trans Am here to do a recruiting thing here. So say goodbye, Dick. That's good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
That's right.